Hodge with BoardGameGeek here with David Liu of More Ideas, and we get to look at Towers of Emhart.
Okay, so this is our newest game.
Nice.
The other new game called Towers of Emhart. So this is based on the logic puzzle called Towers of Braham, also known as Towers of Honai or Lucas Towers. It's called differently around the world, but I'm sure most people have heard of it. It's just called differently around the world.
Sure.
Okay. So what happens is that you'll have a stack of tower or rings, and on each turn you can only move one piece at a time. Yes, like that. And when you move it, you cannot place the big ones on top of the small ones. You can only place on empty space or on the bigger pieces, okay?
Yes.
So that's how the game works. This is the main mechanic of the game. So the first thing you do on each turn is you have to move one of these discs in front of you according to those rules, okay? For example, if I want to place it like here, then I'll activate this vertical column, okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay, that means I get to place my meatballs on those spaces, and the meatballs will come in two sizes.
Extra huge?
Yeah, huge ones, okay? So can you see it on screen?
Those are huge.
Yeah, so the big guy is 3 influence, and the small guy will be 1 influence.
So we got them on the board.
Yeah, there's all on the one. Big guy, small guys on the board. Okay, so you're trying to place your meatballs on the board, and it goes to control these scoring tiles on the board, okay? So if you want to place, for example, if I want to place a meatball here, the first thing I do, I have to count how many other meatballs are in the surrounding spaces.
Oh, okay.
This is like an entrance cost. So in this case, there's 2 other meatballs, so I have to pay a cost of 2 in order to enter this space.
Woo.
Okay?
And so how do you pay a cost?
Okay. So during the course of the game, when you play your meatballs, you'll take these tiles underneath. And so I have some tiles here. Of course, in addition, you can also pay using the height of your tower. So each level will provide for 1 resource.
Okay.
Or in this case, this will provide 2 resources. So I can actually come in here for free and take this resource. Okay?
Oh, nice.
The resources come in 3 colors, but they don't actually matter when you pay for the entrance cost. You only have to use the 2 of the same color to activate your special skill.
Okay, so it looks like we all have special abilities.
Yes, we have these special abilities.
Oh my goodness, these are huge.
Yay.
You can actually see.
Yeah, so we have 8 of these special powers. That's because each player, you're actually a leader of a doom cult. So you're worshiping one of these elder ones and trying to summon them and to bring upon darkness and destroy the world.
Of course.
Yeah, we should have more Cthulhu games that people play the bad guys.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so each of these meeples, they'll spread influence to the surrounding areas. So like this piece here, you'll have 3 influence to these 3 scoring tiles.
Oh, okay.
So this guy will have influence to these 3. So yeah, there's a lot to think about in this game. You have to plan ahead to try to save up to make it cheaper to enter a space. And since the areas that are highly contested, it'll cost you more points to enter. Okay,
yes,
so there's a lot of planning to think about.
Yeah.
So one of the cool things I like about this game is that each player will sit on a different side of the board. So like, if the green player, he activate these rows vertically.
Yes.
But the pink player, he'll be activating it in this direction.
Oh yeah, so everything's a little different.
Yes. I think that's really cool and interesting. Also, another cool thing I like is these modular boards.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we use this.
You can have a different setup every time.
So like if it's a 4-player game, we'll have a full 8x8 board.
Nice.
A 3-player game, we'll remove these 2 corners.
Oh, okay.
And a 2-player game will remove another 2 corners. So that's more tight. So it scales better to 2 to 4 players.
Perfect.
Okay. Setup is also very simple because you just place the scoring tiles on the blue spots, and then just spreading the resource tiles randomly across the other spaces. So at the start of the game, it'll be empty. There'll be no meeples on top, so every move will be free. But then the board will become more and more crowded, and you have to consider.
More costly.
Yes, it costs more to play inside.
Yes. Okay. That sounds wonderful. And so you said this is your newest game. Is it available?
Yes, it's available also on our website. You can buy it directly from us.
MoreIdeas.net?
Yes, MoreIdeas.net. Okay.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, David.
Okay, thank you too, Steph.